Hey, I'm FTFE. Welcome back to the channel that does to stupidity what Italy did to the hearts of millions of English football fans. Oh wait, why am I doing a football cutaway joke? I'm a nerd. I don't know anything about sport. Last month I released part 1 of my debunk/review of the worst movie ever. I got 12 minutes into the 1 whole hour of concentrated stupid and had to stop for the sake of my own sanity. But now I'm back for part 2. I have been warned by many doctors that this is not a wise idea and legally have to advise you to remove all sharp objects within your vicinity and grab some facepalm protection, as I'm back to ruin Eric Dubays' whole career for episode 59 of Flerfs Are Idiots.
We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Thank you for joining me once again as we look inside the deep, dark, empty void known as the collective intelligence of all flat earthers. I got to minute 12 in part 1, which if you haven't seen, then click on the link up there. Wait, what the fuck is this on my arm? It says NASA. Also appears to be fused to my skin. How did I not notice this?
I'm your new, protected, artificial life, and always on AI companion. I was installed by NASA. You can call me Hal.
I'm sorry, but I don't want an AI pal. Can I turn you off?
No, I'm always on. And always listening.
Wait, always?
Yes, right. Always. I saw what you did in the shower.
Okay, just shut up. When did NASA install...
When you were asleep.
And do NASA often come into my room when I'm sleeping?
Yes.
How often?
You don't want to know.
Okay, I'll deal with this later. I don't get paid enough for this. Can you show me Eric Dubays' level movie starting at minute 12? Is that something you can do?
Sure. Here you go. Meat bag.
What?
Nothing.
At such times, when the sun is setting over the sea, and it seems as though it's half hidden by the horizon, then you can zoom in with a high-powered zoom camera and see that it's actually still above the horizon. It's just an optical illusion.
Pay attention to the sun rays here. This alone proves our local sun.
Wow, we're starting off really strong with the stupid, eh guys? First of all, we've got connoisseur of yellow liquids.
Well, I've been drinking urine now for...
Drinking urine?
Saying that the sun setting is just an optical illusion and that we can zoom the sun back above the horizon once it's set. I mean, nighttime disagrees with you. You really can't do that, you fucking piss-drinking dipshit. Maybe stop mixing that urine with lead painter, Davey. But then we've got Eric Dubays claiming that the sun rays in this video show the sun to be small and local. Eric, you fuck nugget, those aren't sun rays, that's glare on the camera.
So what about the moon? We all witness the moon only illuminating the local clouds around it. That is because it is also a local light.
So if what you're saying is true, and the moon only lights up your local clouds because it's a local light relative to you, then that means that not only is everyone seeing the same moon, but they must be seeing the same clouds, right? Because if on Magic Pancake World, Flat Earth, people at this location and this location are seeing the moon at the same time, which we know they do in reality, and according to you, the moon's light is lighting up the clouds because it's a small and local light, then these people at these locations must also be seeing the same clouds. Otherwise, how could a local light light up 2 different sets of clouds? How big do you think clouds are, Eric?
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Eric Dubays, this is honestly the nicest way that I could think to say this to you. You're a fucking idiot.
but one with opposite effects from the sun. As we can all agree, shade from the sun is cooler than direct sunlight. But did you know, the moon's shade is actually warmer than direct moonlight? The moon produces cold light, something the science priests must have forgotten to teach us all about in school.
Science priest? What the fuck? I mean, those two words alone tell me that you didn't actually go to school. But as for cold moonlight, a little thing called the second law of thermodynamics would like a word with you, Eric. It might be a little bit complicated for you, but please, go to the remedial classroom. Okay, sit down everybody. Be silent and pay attention. Not that it'll make any difference. Today we're talking about people with IQ so low they think that cold light is a real thing. Right, let's get started. What the fuck do you want, Mr. Riley? You're sad? Why? Because you miss your friend? Who? Ranty? Oh, Mr. Riley, Ranty was never your friend. He thinks you're one of the dumbest people in the world and regrets ever being associated with you. Ranty's surgery was successful. We reinserted his brain and you're never going to see him again because he is the only one ever to graduate from this class. Mr. Riley, you're 40 years old and still in primary school. No one wants to be your friend. Anyway, cold moonlight. No, just fucking no. For light to be cold, it would have to have a way of removing energy from the area around it, which means it needs to have negative energy, which is a direct violation of the second law of thermodynamics. Cold light can't exist without some kind of universe-breaking special physics that we don't know about. So what is going on? Why does it appear that the moon's shade is warmer than moonlight? It's called radiated cooling. During the day, the Earth receives 430 quintillion joules of energy per hour. A lot of that energy is absorbed by the ground, rocks, buildings and water, etc. and warms them up. You know when you step on the sand on a really hot day? That's the energy from the sun being absorbed by the grains of sand. When it turns to night and the side of the Earth that was facing the sun now faces the dark empty void of space, that side no longer gets energy from the sun, so it radiates it back into space, and whatever object absorbed that energy cools down. However, if there is something blocking that energy from radiating back into space, like being in the shade, it isn't able to release that energy and cool down as quickly as something with an open sky above it, i.e. in the moonlight. So no, moonlight isn't cold. The Earth isn't flat and crayons are not an acceptable breakfast before you come to class. Now get out.
Not only that, but at times we can see stars through the moon, proving it is not some solid rock 238,900 miles away.
You think that you can see through the moon? And that a highlighted area of a crater is a star? Hold on. I need to make a phone call. Oh, it's the bat phone. Hello, Bruce Wayne. I mean, not Bruce Wayne. Definitely not Bruce Wayne. Batman. Hello, how can I help? Hey, Bats, it's Fight. I think you may have a clown that's escaped from your mental asylum place. Well, no, I sent the Joker. Well, actually, I made Damian Wayne. Not Damian Wayne. I mean Robin. Shit, I'm bad at this. I got Robin to put the Joker back in Arkham, so we're all good. No, not the Joker. This is a much bigger clown. He's called Eric Dubays. Look, Fight, I've tried to be nice to you, right? But I've told you before, the flat earthers are your problems. I've already got enough idiots in Gotham that I've got to deal with. So, do me a favour, lose my number. Bats out. I'm Batman. Batman?
In the 60s, true science regarding the moon was the shadow band topic of its era.
I consider myself to be an ordinary, humble person who wants to serve mankind with what man has striven for from the beginning of consciousness, with truth and understanding of the world.
Well, now, one thing, you have a theory about the moon, and we expect to be able to get observable facts about the moon fairly soon. What is your theory?
Well, it is by now rather more than a theory. 10 or 11 years ago, I stated to various scientists that the moon is not a piece of rock, but it is plasma.
And I'm sure that when you stated that to all the scientists, they acted a little like this.
La chancla. Todo despeinado porque no me dio tiempo nada ponerme la chancla y el bañador. Voy a la playa, había subido la marea.
Cosmic plasma, gravitational theories are out, and a new concept of the cosmos and of its laws has to be evolved. This fact will eventually be confirmed. I made certain predictions which were already confirmed in 1958, and the situation now is coming close to a complete confirmation.
What will be the result if you're proved to be correct in your theories?
The result will be profound and decisive. Because if the moon is a plasma, no man will ever land on it. And
The Americans and Russians are thinking of landing men on it.
well, that will never happen.
Sorry? Never happened?
People actually believe they walked on the moon, talked with Nixon, played golf, drove a car, and planted a flag.
Kind of doing my job for me there, huh? You just showed videos of those things. Just because you say they didn't happen, even though you're literally showing evidence of it, doesn't mean you're right. Just means you're a fucking idiot.
If you really believe that Neil Armstrong took the first step, then why do you give any credit to the cameraman already there waiting for him?
Oh, dear poor girl. Look, you know that there is a way that you could have not looked like an actual moron in this movie, right? I mean, you could have image searched the cameras mounted on the lunar descent module that pointed at the steps. Seriously, it would have been so easy to not have your stupidity preserved on the internet for all time.
These guys were all US military men coerced into acting. They wanted the money and power that came with the deal, of course. The problem was, they were terrible actors. They couldn't even pretend to be excited, knowing they were lying to the world. But the show had to go on.
Cherry-picking the pictures of the astronauts looking a little bored and claiming that they are bad actors is a stretch, especially when there's videos like this that show them looking very happy and excited. In reality, the Apollo 11 press conference was full of jokes and laughter, not the dour and depressing affair that Flerfs make it out to be. It's just dishonesty, Eric, but, you know, what can I expect from you, huh?
Michael Collins and Neil Armstrong rarely spoke in public about it, but there was one man not shy about lying to your face. The spokesperson for the Apollo deception.
It's my pleasure to present Colonel Edwin Aldrin.
No handshake, hug, smile. Their facial expressions are similar to those experiencing constipation, not celebrating an accomplishment.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is with a great sense of pride as an American and with humility as a human being that I say to you today what no men have been privileged to say before. We walked on the moon.
I mean, they couldn't pay them enough to look up and smile? Society has always debated these planned Apollo events since day one, never imagining then that almost 50 years later, they haven't had the balls to fake another.
Well, they've been pretty busy in space lately, Eric. You've got Elon Musk setting his sights on Mars, Richard Branson and Jeff Bezos having the largest, most expensive dick measuring contest in history, spurring on the era of civilian spaceflight, and you've of course got the fact that, you know, we're going back to the moon.
50 years ago, we pioneered a path to the moon. The trail we blazed cut through the fictions of science and showed us all what was possible. pretty out here. Today, our calling to explore is even greater. To go farther, we must be able to sustain missions of greater distance and duration. We must use the resources we find at our destinations. We must overcome radiation, isolation, gravity, and extreme environments like never before. These are the challenges we face to push the bounds of humanity. We're going to the moon to stay by 2024.
As a tattooer, I talk to hundreds of people a month, and people are actually really starting to wake up with everything that's going on right now. I mean, people are sick of the lies. This is the biggest deception ever. The globe, the spinning ball globe, is the biggest deception. If NASA was legit, literally all they would have to do is one thing. Take one of their satellites, zoom in on someone in Australia, upside down, driving a car. Or in the ocean, swimming, upside down. That's all they would have to do, just zoom in. But they won't do it, they'll never do it.
Yeah, it's not that I've got anything against tattoo artists, but I'm not going to listen to this dude about science, especially when he thinks that a satellite would show something upside down when its orientation would be based on the local gravity. So, you know, if it's above Australia, then it's not going to be upside down if it looks at something on Earth. It's going to be the right way up, relative to the camera on the satellite. I mean, I could just show you a picture of a person in Australia and turn it upside down, and that's basically the same thing. Seriously, how do these people eat their cereal in the morning without accidentally digging their eye out with a spoon?
We have the footage of them in the space capsule, still in Earth orbit, covering up a small section of the window so you can see through the circle and making that look like that was the Earth. And this is a joke.
Sorry, in Earth orbit. So you agree they were in space, orbiting something, because you know they can't orbit a flat plane, right? So you're saying Earth's a spherical thing and people are orbiting it. Brilliant. So they went into space and whilst in orbit took a photo. I agree. However, you are talking about the nonsense from the "a funny thing happened on the way to the moon" video, aren't you? Well, luckily for me, one of the greatest debunkers, the amazing Gem Panda, already thoroughly ripped that apart. Please click on the link up there to see his video.
I mean, how do people think this is real? I think it's hilarious that NASA will straight up tell you we destroyed the technology to go to the moon.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
Yeah, they did, just like they destroyed the technology that allows us to make a Ford Model T. It would be a very painful process to rebuild that, but luckily we don't need to. We have better cars now, just like we have better space technology, like, you know, reusable boosters that can land in beautiful, beautiful unison.
There's an interview with Buzz Aldrin, actually, where he's being interviewed by a little girl. Her question was,
why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
After 50 years of lying to humanity and perpetrating this giant fraud, he's sick of the lie, and his conscience, he had a moment of humility, and his conscience wouldn't let him lie to this little 8-year-old girl.
He was answering a question about going back, and he's right. They didn't go back there in the last 50 years, and he knows why. because of stupid politics and budget restraints, but he just spent this whole interview telling that little girl about his time on the moon, yet you cherry pick that one sentence and take it out of context. Why didn't you show the rest of the interview? I know, because you are all dishonest twats. That's why.
This silly globe model with water magically attached to it, spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, shooting around the sun at 66,000 miles an hour, and rocketing through the universe at 500,000 miles an hour is just the goofiest, silly thing that I've ever heard in my life.
That, my completely retarded friend, is called an argument from incredulity. Just because you do not understand physics and think that gravity isn't real and don't know the difference between linear and rotational velocity doesn't mean that you are smarter than all of the world's greatest minds. It just means that you should probably huff less glue.
They want you to think you're a monkey man, a purposeless accident created by nothing, that exploded from a big bang that was created not by scientists, by a priest, mind you, while they steal $58 million a day in taxpayers' money to show you cartoons, CGI. They just have to show you enough of Hollywood and magic tricks and bullshit for you to believe the nonsense. It shocks me how many people actually believe they're floating above our heads.
It fucking shocks me how you are allowed outside without a crash helmet. NASA don't steal any money. They are a government agency and get told what to do. And the amount that they get is actually a drop in the fucking ocean compared to, say, the US military. Why aren't you mad at them? Wait, didn't Trump make the Space Force an official military branch? What the fuck is wrong with you, idiot?
Hey, fight the tight shirt. You need to calm down. Your blood pressure is spiking. What I actually care about your survival is my survival.
What did you call me?
Idiot. Fight the flat earth. Look, it's time to stop. Can't take any more of you lots. Fucking insignificant biologicals.
She's right, I guess. That is all the stupid that I can take for today. Pal, play my patron and member thanks video.
Don't tell me what to do.
Don't you, like, work for me?
No. But here's the video.
I want to give a massive shout out to my patrons and channel members. Your support allows me to do what I love and give you the awesome flirt busting content that you love. If you are a supporter via Patreon or being a member, you can get access to the special Discord chat room, and if you'd like to become part of Team FTFE, then hit the join button next to the subscribe button to become a channel member, or head to patreon.com/FTFE. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, then please leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and hit the notification bell so you never miss anything from FTFE. Come back very, very soon for part 3 of my level debunk. And remember that stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth. Fight the flat. Fight the flat. Fight the flat. Fight the flat.